Traders from around the world, what's going on? Holla at your boy, it's me, Jerremy Newsome with reallifetrading.com. We're doing absolutely fantastic. Boom, baby, boom. Market making a new all-time high today. The SPY, new all-time high, next target 249. Again, it is a retest gap, for those who are not in, it will pull back. We pulled back some yesterday, pulled back a little bit today. So if and when we get something like this, should be interesting to see how it plays out. But right now, markets are just cruising, which, not a big shocker. Here's the Qs, the tech ETF and the NASDAQ ETF, the Qs, also made another higher high and higher low today. Haven't retested yet, so the last 3 days, missing out on the Qs. But my buddy Dean had himself a put sale expiring today. Dave Zamora had a bull put spread expiring today. A lot of traders taking advantage of this glorious Morningstar reversal, this one white soldier candle on the Qs. Congrats for those who got a chance to snag that one. And again, if and when it does pull back by the dip. Here's the IWM, trading very, very flat, very sideways. Got a lot of requests lately about cryptocurrencies. More on that in the future with real life trading, I'm sure, but I will be happy to look at some of the cryptos. Here's Bitcoin through the Coinbase exchange, and Bitcoin, ladies and gentlemen, I talked about this one. Actually, I talked about it. I posted a chart on it. Let me actually just pull up the chart really quick. So bottom line is cryptocurrencies are going to go a little bit lower before they go higher. Big break of this support today on Bitcoin, and it needs to pull back. It needs it in a big way. I'm glad it's pulling back. It needed to pull back. I'm excited to see it pull back. I'm comfortable with it pulling back. All is well. So if you are not into cryptocurrencies right now, it's totally fine. They're all longer term anyway, very speculative trades. But here's my chart back on the 26th. So this is when I talked about the buy location, and I'm mentioning 2,000. So I still got another 10% for this thing to fall before even looking at buying Bitcoin. But this was kind of my fib. And if you come down here, this is my chart that I posted on it just yesterday, kind of drawing what I really expect and anticipate Bitcoin to do anyway. So just something that I feel like we should talk about. And Ethereum, same thing. Ethereum pulling back massively. Great pullback into the 100 simple moving average. First time that we've done that in a while. So anyway, some good pullbacks on cryptos. They need to pull back in the next 3 to 4 months. I think there's going to be a lot of buying opportunities on them. And then from there, likely the sky's the limit. Let's talk about Apple. Shout outs to my good buddy in Canada, Steven Steckler. A few other traders making some coinage on Apple. Talked about this one on Tech Giant Tuesday, mentioning that it was in a Bollinger Band squeeze. And then, if you recall, just on Wednesday in the Real Life Stock Review, we talked about this breaking above this high right there. In fact, Newsome, roll that tape. To know is the squeeze is on. On Apple, we got a Bollinger Band squeeze. It is there, and it did close above my bullish trigger yesterday, and we did retest the 100 simple moving average today. So there's a lot of traders in shares. My buddy Albert said, hey man, thanks for helping me make 1.7K on Apple recently. So Albert, congrats. Nice lower shadow, nice bounce off the 100, expecting Apple to continue really and truly. If it starts breaking above this high right here, which will probably happen tomorrow, maybe the next day, target 1 right there, that's going to be a potential day trade, and interested to see what's going on Apple. Again, so that's Apple. Speaking of tape rolling, here is ticker symbol C, and I'm going to go back in the days in this one because my buddy Adam in some longer term positions on Citigroup. This pink line, we drew it on the 30th of June. So let's transport back in time to the June the 30th and look about what we talked about and look at this location that we came down to on Citigroup today. This was the new white soldier candle that came in on Monday, and we moved higher. So the direction is unequivocally bullish on Citigroup. And from here, I would just simply be looking to buy the dip. So this is the daily chart, and today's an inside day candle on Citigroup. So most of my Mr. Squiggles are going to look something like that. So buy some longer term calls. Again, my buddy Adam's doing some January 65, 2018, I believe. And a few other traders got something similar. So that was a quick blast from the past. Got a few stocks that was requested. Here's ticker symbol RHT, Red Hat. Red Hat just crushing it. This one was one that we featured in the spring portfolio. It broke out of its resistance. It broke out of a distribution channel, continuing higher, moving up. This was a pretty nice gap on Red Hat, and the trend is strong. long is strong right now. So if you're playing RHT, buy the dip, right? You got a lot of white candles. We actually retested just the other day. I'd probably give it a little bit of time to see if it pulls back into the 20, but the trend is bullish. We are above that bearish candle right there. There's a lot of bulls out there in the tech market. Here's VRX, which is not in the tech market. VRX mentioned on the 27th of June, buy the dip, also known as buying the salsa. And we got a nice retest gap on VRX. So here's a white candle gapping up. So from there, I was expecting to buy the dip. Here's the buy the dip, hashtag buy the salsa. And it pulled right into the 10. You got a nice little new white soldier there, inside day candle there, nice bullish breakout there. So I think the trader looking at trading this one was looking at 16 or 17.13, I believe. So in this particular position on VRX, the trend looks strong right now. It's a weaker stock fundamentally. So if this happens, which it very well could, look to buy that location again. If you get stopped out, hey, it's okay. Lose less money than you make, and you'll make money. But on VRX, if it pulls back into the 20, shorter term looks viable, at least right now. Micron Technology, a few traders making some coinage on Micron. Don't really have anything on Micron personally, other than today's a new white soldier. Volume increased nicely. And if we start making some higher highs and higher lows, here was the weekly chart on Micron. And if I hide the drawing, you'll notice that we got a really nice retest gap action right there on Micron. That was the retest gap on the weekly chart. And of course, here's the retest. So it takes time, right? Patience is the hardest thing to acquire as a trader, but it's the most important thing. On Micron Technology, looking for it to likely continue higher at some point up into the 36.70 area. Long is the way to go. And then here's CMG. So a few traders might remember we were talking about this one back on the 20th of we talked about this one a lot actually. A few different times. Number one, talked about it back in here. Trading down, retesting these moving averages and trading lower. And then of course, when this beautiful, flawless, phenomenal bearish gap and go occurred, we talked about it also trading down and then trading down to these supports. So now we're pretty much here. We're at the targets on Chipotle. Are we going to continue lower? Maybe. Earnings is around the corner, but based on this channel, it is in a buy low, sell high location. So I'll be watching for a bullish trade down here. That's my bias at this point. Right? And as far as the bearish trade is concerned, sure, it could happen. But we're at some support. Let's be cautious, and we'll just kind of see what happens from there. Otherwise, ladies and gentlemen, I didn't get tons of requests for today. So I will say thank you for an amazing week. I finished the week up 0.2R. Holla at your boy. It was a little bit of a battle, but hey, let's figure out what's going to happen next week. This week, I'm cleaning my armor, getting my sword nice and sharp, preparing for battle next week. I'm pumped. Teamwork makes the dream work, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to see you all next week. And until then, remember, love life, live life, and trade it. You guys rock. Bye.